Adam Aaron, the CEO of AMC, was just on a live stream on Trey's channel on YouTube. I just got up that live, and now, I'm gonna try to summarize as quick as I can, all the main points, the main highlights of that interview. We came in, especially on a day like this, where we had, the whole 11.5 million sold to at the market, following another offer that happened a couple of days or last week or the week before that. So guys, we needed some answers, and I believe we got some of the answers on that interview, but still there were some gray areas. So we're gonna talk about that in a second. So first of all, guys, the main item here: will there be any offer, moving forward? Would there be any chances that the company will sell shares in order to raise capital? And I think to that question, the answer is well, it will be held up by a vote to the shareholders. So in order for the company to sell additional shares, it will require approval from the shareholders, meaning us, the apes. Okay, well, that doesn't really give me a lot of confidence, but at least it removes the media and the shorts from using this point in order to scare people from buying and to talk trash and bash AMC stock, however they want. Okay. Now, he also mentioned that the whole issue around the 400 million shares were not something that will be used, and all of a sudden 500 million shares will be dumped, okay, in the market. No, he said that 9 to 10 years ago, there were a similar situation where the company requested shareholders from raising the amount of shares they can offer to the market in order to raise capital if the opportunity presents itself. And they haven't used that for the last 7 or 9 years or something like that. Okay, so again, guys, back to this specific point. Well, as far as it does clear up a little bit the error, I'm still, as a shareholder in, I'm in here for the squeeze, obviously. I mean, also for, AMC as a long-term play. But in the meantime, you're like, man, I'm not really sure, okay? I'm not really sure. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Okay, now, the other item is, okay, how and what will the cash raised so far will be used to? Well, first of all, AMC already had $2 billion in cash sitting at the bank, okay? And that is way past the amount that they had these last 5 or 10 years ago. So financially, they are in a good place, like really, really good place. Although they still have up to, $6 billion, the total overall debt that the company has on the balance sheet, he still believe that moving forward, the company will use the cash that they did raise today and before in order to, seek for opportunities, in order to create value for the shareholders, value for the company, like acquiring other theaters, acquiring other good plays, even if it's not necessarily into the entertainment space, but everything they can, put money into that will bring even more money for the company, because more money for the company means more money back into the pockets of the shareholders. And it also means the stronger the company AMC is, well, the scarier shorts will be tempted to attack the company or to attack the share price of the company. So that, I think, it's a pretty, good statement and argument, even though on the short term, it can, as we did today, it will scare other people and it will create dips, but we know where we are going, okay? We know where we are going, and I have addressed this tons and tons of times on my other videos. All right, so now about the share recount, and this is the juiciest element on this, okay? Share recount, we have about 501.8 million shares held in the entire world, okay? So on that let's say 502 million shares, we have about 27 million shares that are held outside of the US and Canada. So the international shares are also counted in that number, okay? Now, you wonder why sometimes we have 700 million shares traded on a day. Well, synthetic shares, okay? So that confirms that we do have synthetic shares created by HFT, high frequency trading, okay? When you have machines and computers with this algorithm trading back and forth, giving the impression to the exchanges and to the database that they are more than there are more shares than it actually is in reality. Okay, so that tells us that the squeeze has not even happened. And when it does, guys, I mean, now it's not even for 100,000 floor. I mean, now we have to think even further than that, because if we have only 500 million shares held, and sometimes we trade up to 800 million on a daily basis, guys, this is crazy. This is crazy. So that's the juiciest part. We're gonna make different in-depth analysis into this specific subject as well. Now, I'm reading my notes and I'm at the same time, guys, because I did make notes for you. Now, the trading volume, we talked about that, and then about the split. Okay. As I mentioned on one of the videos I made last week, people were like, "Man, what are you talking about?" Well, when you have people spreading FUD, like people who just out of nowhere talked about something, and then trying to scare as much people as they can. And the split is also something that, I've seen in my comments on my videos. So first of all, there is no split or no reverse split that AMC is planning on doing. And even if they were planning and willing to do, that requires the shareholders' approval. That's not the AMC decision. That's not the CEO decisions, okay? They have to go through the investors' approval. And I don't think we want that for now, okay? Because they don't need it. They don't need it at all. So that is out of the picture, and the media and the shorts cannot use it anymore, in order to spread further around, okay? So that's out of the way. And then finally, what about the dividends? Well, the dividends, pretty much he didn't say yes or no, but he said, well, dividends, in order to pay out dividends, you have to use cash. And right now, AMC is at a place where that cash can be more efficiently used in order to create opportunities that will bring much more value to the company, because it will, strengthen the financials of the company, but also the presence of the company. Pretty much, it needs to invest that money first in order to create more money to pay out dividends even later. But, long term, it is good for us, because as we own the stocks, definitely that money will flow back into our pockets, even after the squeeze, okay? So guys, these are the main points. I'm gonna point out and give a detailed description of all of these points into the description of the video, so go ahead and feel free to see that. But we're gonna have separate individual videos to talk about this in more detail. So this is it, guys. I hope it wasn't too long, but I made my best.